In Thailand, one of the overarching themes is religion. We learned from our fabulous tour guides, P. Beer and P. Net, that about 95% of Thai people are Buddhist, and the following percentages are made up of Muslim and Christian. Throughout our journey, we visited multiple different palaces, such as the King's Palace in Bangkok, Wat Swan Dak, shown here in Chiang Mai, and Wat Rang Kun White Temple in Chiang Rai, and even Wat Thai Pa Kam in Laos. At one of these temples, we got to speak with a monk who shared his very intellectual and philosophical ways of life. For instance, the monk Pra Keke taught us that life should be all about balance, and that meditation is the medication of the mind. After learning more about Buddhism, it makes a lot more sense why the culture in Thailand is heavily focused around respect, kindness, and compassion. And it's much more laid back than the busy, everyday, go to work life in the US. Because the natural environment is much more tropical than the US, Thailand grows different kinds of foods like durian, lychee, and rambutan. We even took a trip to an old-fashioned farming village called Pa Nokok, where we got to witness some of the old school ways they grow rice, corn, and peppers. Then we got to witness at a market that make coconut milk out of fresh coconuts, and also make rice noodles the old-fashioned way. We even got to partake in a cooking class to help us better understand these different types of food, and also how to make things like tom yum, pad thai, and many other traditional dishes. Since food has become such an important and distinguishing factor of the Thai culture, it has even created opportunities to gather, sit down, enjoy each other's company, and watch cultural dances such as the traditional Khan Tok dinner we experienced. Another huge environmental impact is the Mekong River. At the Mekong School in Chiang Khong, we learned all about its powerful current and their attempts to protect its natural processes by avoiding destruction of wetlands and chemical runoff. We also learned about the history of the Hmong people escaping Laos after the Vietnam War, having to cross this enormous river, often by foot. Our trip to Laos also showed us the vast jungle that many of these Hmong families had to survive. And this history not only impacts these direct families, but generations and generations to follow. Since some areas of Thailand are so extraordinarily beautiful, it often attracts lots of tourists, such as at Patong Beach, Maya Bay in Koh Phi Phi, and Riley Beach in Krabi. One tourist attraction in particular is the floating market in Bangkok, where you get to ride on a nice little boat along the river, enjoying the beautiful environment and purchasing as many handcrafted items as you can afford. This can be perfectly fine. However, tourism often has the negative impact of exploitation, specifically animals and even children. For this reason, we attended a child-safe workshop to help better prepare us in case we see a potential human trafficking situation with children on the streets. Fortunately, there are many programs such as the Child Rights Protection Center that focuses on women empowerment, HIV awareness, and immigration support, specifically for many stateless girls in order to help them avoid human trafficking. We had the pleasure of painting a mural with these beautiful women and learning more about their skills and interests. To find out that we're actually a lot more similar than you think. We also visited the Chang Dao School that hosts many at-risk youth that come from impoverished villages in order for them to get an education and be able to succeed. One final example of a developmental program that I wanted to share was the homestay itself, because this is actually a perfect combination of community and family building, while also giving tourists the opportunity to gain a better insight on some of the traditional Thai ways. In conclusion, one of the best ways to learn about another culture is to visit that country itself and explore. But before you do this, it's essential to understand your own privilege and your own possible impacts of visiting this country. Once you've equipped yourself with the right education and tools, you can set yourself free to meet new people, take on new adventures, be open to new experiences, and focus on enjoying your time rather than rushing through it all. Ultimately, you will be able to gain a new perspective. And that's why I love to travel.